there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks, episode 181. I'm your host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
This is Mukbang 34.
Probably. Let's roll the intro here. Man, I used to eat in these podcasts all the time. Been such a long time. Anyways, so today's topic. Well, first of all, how are you?
All right.
What have you been up to since last time?
When was last time?
Last Sunday, with the whole with your brother.
I had errands to run.
You haven't been called for jury duty?
Not yet. I'll find out Friday what the plan is for next week.
Let's hope. All we have is hope.
Hopium. You high on hopium?
Every day, brother. Only way to get through the day is to get high.
It's a dangerous drug, my friend. It's a dangerous drug.
Yeah, it's more dangerous than crack.
Yeah.
You ever had crack?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I agree.
Oh. All right then. Well, anyways, did you see anything from the Starship launch?
I read about it.
Ah, man, you should have watched it live. It's something else. But they were very successful. Huh?
You take off work to see it?
No. I this time it was on my way to work, so I had to commit crimes.
Well, you watched it on your phone while driving?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the most exciting... So, takeoff, I was at a stoplight. But when the booster came back to land, I was driving. So I was, I didn't get to see every second. Of course, I've seen the replays. Now I have. That Elon has been reported of saying they're going to try and catch it with the tower next time.
Oh.
Which is insane. Like, I don't know. That's a tall order. But he said, if it thinks it's gonna miss, it's gonna fly into the ocean and blow itself up.
Well, one would hope.
Well, actually, it won't blow itself up. It'll just fly into the ocean.
Maybe, what is it? San Antonio will catch it.
But my question is, at what point can it no longer abort? Like, I mean, we're talking they have to be, like, tens of meters in precision here with a thing that is 70 meters tall. Like, if you're off, by even just a little bit, you're done.
Well, don't worry. The computer simulations show it working every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If only.
Don't worry. Theory always allows you to reach the end goal.
they blow up Starbase.
When has theory ever failed?
I got a few ideas. The atomic bomb is a good example.
I mean, they had a theory that it didn't work. They had a theory that the atmosphere would not ignite, and it didn't.
The theory was it would.
No, they said near zero chance.
Yeah, well.
Near zero. Did it ignite? No. Thereby supporting their conclusion, near zero.
Do we know how fast would that happen?
It could one day ignite, thereby proving that it is a near zero chance because it is one in 10,000. But we haven't had principle of large numbers yet, so it hasn't happened yet. We've gotten lucky ever since.
Oh, good. I don't think we want enough nukes to go off to equal the odds of that happening.
What do you mean? We gotta prove the math. We gotta prove the math works.
Yes, let's completely destroy the planet so that we can then completely destroy the planet to prove the math was right.
More. We'll find another one.
Well, then we have to complete Starship first, and we have to get off of Earth before we do this test.
And we'll just live in space.
That's like the most inhospitable. That is the most inhospitable place in the universe.
Space?
Yes.
You don't think Jupiter is more so? I think you would survive longer in a spaceship in space than you would on a spaceship plummeting to Jupiter's core.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I wasn't talking.
That Jupiter is somehow more hospitable.
I was talking more like without a spaceship. I was talking like more.
Tell me how Jupiter has better hospitality than a space.
I was talking without a spaceship. Although the more I think about it, you're right. Because if I drop you off, towards the center of Jupiter, you're gonna get ocean gated. So, there's that.
Yeah.
Do you want to be ocean gated?
Oh, not right now.
Did you hear about the billionaires that want to go back down there again?
Yeah, is that so?
Huh?
They have unfinished business.
Unfinished. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go back down there to prove that this is safe. It's like round
didn't they
two.
go down there in airplane parts?
What?
Didn't they go down there in airplane parts?
And airplane parts? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was fabricated from airplane parts, not submarine parts.
I have no idea. I just know they made it using carbon fiber, which is good in tension, not compression.
They think they haven't figured out now?
Probably not.
Oh. I mean, they've sent probes down to the Mariana Trench. Haven't they figured this out?
No. These are rich assholes we're talking about here. They don't care. But anyways, speaking of rich assholes. Back to Starship. So you didn't see any of the footage of the flap?
The what?
The flap.
The flap?
Yeah. The one of the flaps on the ship.
What happened to the flap?
How it barely held on and saved the ship?
No, I did not hear about this.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this chicken.
Priorities.
I'm hungry.
You really aren't you when you're hungry. You're everything but bearable.
Okay, I think. Yep, this will do.
So as we...
Okay. Alright, let me share my screen with you again. So you can see this. So, alright. So, as it's coming in, we get to watch this flap.
Am I looking at the nose or the rear?
We're looking at the, I think this is the nose. Trying to remember.
Don't
This is the rear. Yeah, I think it's the rear.
know. Okay.
Yeah, it's the rear. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter because there's 4 flaps and they all would have looked like this.
Or maybe just one.
Look at that plasma.
Let's see. It's a little hot.
A little bit. Okay, so here's where we're watching the flap. And why is this... It doesn't look... It's not moving. There was a lot more movement in the actual stream. Let's 1.7 this. Is this playing for you?
I don't think so. It looks like it's paused.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, which is so weird. Whoever recorded this didn't do a very good job. Okay. This is running. You can see the smoke up here. So we're at 1.7 times speed, and you we're watching this flap here. Okay, are we gonna? This was insane to watch live. We're gonna get to the actual interesting part. Whoo, she's hot. Oh, here we go. This is where we start to see. So you look at the back. Look at the back of this flap here.
Okay.
Okay. And boom, you see that?
Okay.
That's hot plasma getting behind the flap. The behind the flap doesn't have any protection. It doesn't have any heat shielding. I think this next shot starts to show the important stuff here. But look at all this crap coming off of the wings here. That's not supposed to be happening. Here we go. There's daylight. So here's the hinge. Here's Starship. There's light. I know it's not daylight, but there's light coming through the hinge. And so everybody, when we started seeing this, we're like, oh crap, the flap is done. And then look at that. And then you're starting to see the steel starting to glow. And heat up. And then look at that. Look how destroyed that is at the bottom.
See.
And like crap starts flying off. And stuff hits the camera at some point. But you can just look at that. But it's hanging on. Starship continues on. Look at this. Oh my god. At some point, yeah, it starts to like kind of like expand. It starts to get. Look at that. Look, it's melting and expanding because of how hot it's gotten. But
I think the camera's done.
yeah, except it clears up right towards the end, kind of ish.
How does it clear up?
We're not sure. Oh, this is such bad. This is such bad. This is so bad. It's been... But see, you can see the flap. The flap is still there. It's still working. So then they come in to do the landing. Oh, I've seen better footage, but I think... Oh, yeah, look at it! So the Starship goes to light its engines, and then... Come on. There we go. Look, the flap is still there, and it stayed on! Okay, then but Starship managed to land softly with all its flaps like that. That's why I said you missed something crazy by only reading about it. The thing was off by only like 6 kilometers.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
No,
it's only the difference between, like city center and outskirts, whatever.
I mean, when you're falling from space, I think that's pretty good. And when you're burning up.
Let's see, so we're landing in a nearby farmer's field or smack dab on the middle of Main Street. Oh, let's aim for the farmer's land.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, we're off by 6 kilometers.
Okay, you make a good point.
Straight into the capital.
You make a good point.
Not the capital, but...
You make a good point. No, but it was crazy. When we were just like, what? It worked? Then Elon said, for the entire thing to do what it did, for the booster to land softly and the ship to land softly, there was a 20% chance. 20%.
One in 5 times you'll get it right. Not bad.
Not.
They've had like over 5 launches, so I'd expect it.
No, it was 20% for this launch. The other launches were like nothing. Every other launch was pretty low. It was even lower than that. But they want to catch it next time.
With like a net.
No. The star, not Starship. The booster.
Like a bucket.
No, with the chopsticks, with the tower.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. The tower got like a little bucket on top. Little giant fishing net.
No fishing net. That's how they catch the fairings from Falcon 9. Is with a big net. Mm-hmm.
We'll just put a giant bucket there and catch it.
No, what was great was so Scott Manley talked about how despite all that damage, it still managed to land softly. And he was like, he brought up all the lunar missions that had happened recently, and how a lot of them didn't land softly because their software couldn't, they couldn't fucking adapt to hardware failures.
Hardware failure?
Yeah, like one of the software failed because some of the hardware wasn't working properly. Instead of adapting, I think one of them, the engine just decided not to work. There was another one where they could have figured it out, but it just, I don't remember what the whole thing was. Anyways, there were a lot of failures of lunar missions last year. And lots of them made it to the moon, but then crashed. Anyways. But he's brought up, he's just like, the fact that Starship, with barely functional flaps, managed to land softly, like nothing, is it crazy. These other places, they spend so much time and effort and to get these things just right. Elon's just like, send it. And it just fucking works.
No.
The craziest part about this launch is, and this is the ironic part. This is how you know it was going to go really well. Is the FAA or FCA, FAA, right? Yeah, the FAA was like, all right, they were like, look, we're just testing the heat shield. So if it burns up, that's a part of the experiment. The FAA was like, all right, if both blow up, we're not going to have an accident report. You can launch an internal one, but the FAA, we're going to give you clearance to do your next flight. No problem, no questions asked. And then the fucking thing works perfectly. So they wouldn't have even, so there wasn't going to be an accident report to begin with. But the fact that the FAA was just like, you know what? Here you go. You can blow it up if you want. All because it was just a heat shield test.
Oh, they proved the heat. The shield is no match for the heat.
No. Yeah. Elon says it's going to be a month. And of course, that's Elon time, so I'm betting 2 months before the next.
It's ready to go again.
Yeah.
So what are they making the next one out of?
So they are making heat shield tiles that are twice as resistant, and then they're going to put an ablative heat shield underneath it. Now this isn't good for reuse, huh?
Out of what?
I don't remember what the tiles are made out of. They're I think they're I don't remember what they are. They're carbon like a carbon lithium thing. They're crazy. I saw a video one time. They told me what it was, but I couldn't remember. Oh no, it was the last Starship launch. Flight 3, they talked about it, what they were made out of. But I don't remember. I can't remember. It's either carbon or silicon for the base, and then I think I swear it was lithium for the other part of the matrix. But anyways, so what was I saying? No, so they're going to put an ablative heat shield as, like, in the event that the tiles fail, at least it won't get burned up. And Elon's like, it's not good for reusability, but, you know, if the tiles do what they're supposed to do, we shouldn't have to worry about it. It's an extra layer of security type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you can't get a lot of data from a ship with a bunch of holes being burned through it, so.
Well, it tells you all the data you need to know.
Huh?
It tells you all the data you need to know.
It died.
These are for the heat got through.
Yeah.
And then the spot where it didn't, it's like, hey, this is where it survived.
But the craziest part is Elon's plan to build a thing out of stainless steel is working. Because had that been the shuttle, so had it been made of aluminum instead of stainless steel, that thing would have done. That thing would have been done. Dead. That's what happened.
Now, what if they built it out of copper?
Same. Stainless steel has a really high melting point.
Is it higher than copper?
Yes.
What about titanium?
Probably not higher than titanium, but titanium's that's actually something I was thinking about. Like, why don't they build a thing out of titanium? I don't think titanium. Well, for one thing, titanium is very expensive to get in large amounts. The amounts they would need would be insane. And then also
copper's higher.
Then
copper's higher about 1,500 degrees.
Then stainless steel.
It says copper. Now it said. Oh yeah, I think it depends what type. Hang on.
Yeah, there's many different. I wouldn't assume. Well, also, I mean, stainless steel is going to probably be lighter than copper. Also, copper's probably more expensive than stainless steel. You're not getting the Google Google AI, are you? There's when you.
on Wikipedia.
Okay, good. Because when you look stuff up, you get this.
Well, this temperature goes from 1400 to 1500 C. Oh, there's such a huge range.
Yeah.
It's Incanal. Well, there's an asterisk by it.
That's because we don't know the actual melting point of Incanal.
Between 2300 and 2400 Fahrenheit. 1200 and 1350 C.
Well, Incanal is very, very heavy. That's what the X-59 was made out of. Incanal.
This list copper is only 1000 degrees C.
That sounds correct. Anyways, stainless steel is still... The other thing about stainless steel, if we're comparing it to titanium, is that stainless steel has really good qualities at cryogenic temperatures. It's very strong. And so when you have cryogenic fuels, like liquid oxygen, liquid methane, it's good that your metal gets stronger. It doesn't get as brittle. It doesn't get as brittle as other materials, and it keeps its ductility.
That's bad?
What's bad?
Tungsten?
For a spacecraft, it's bad.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I don't know why. I'm asking why.
The thing's a density of 9 is one of the densest elements on the periodic table. You want your spacecraft to be light.
But it's super resilient to heat.
But it's too heavy. No. That's why the stupid tiles are made of freaking lithium and carbon. The lightest freaking things they could possibly put together.
But it didn't work.
Only in certain spots. On the hinges, which is like the most difficult part to freaking ever. No one's ever done something like this before. There's never been a hinge exposed to hypersonic velocities. This has never been done.
I think we can make it work.
I mean, they will eventually. It's going to take some time.
And then one day we'll have a tungsten rocket.
No, we no. There will never be a tungsten rocket. Unless it's a missile. And it's going to be used to go through freaking armor and concrete. Otherwise, it will not be a tungsten rocket.
Because to me, the only problem is just getting it in space. Once it's in space, well, it doesn't matter.
The whole idea is for it to come back down from space.
Why do you want it to come back down?
So that you can reuse it?
No. One time use.
One time. That's what we've been trying to. That's what they're trying to avoid.
Think about how many rockets they could have already sent up there. Meanwhile, they're focused on trying to get one to be reusable.
I mean, truth be told, Starship's already now.
Like, we already had built the code of how to build a rocket.
Like, Starship and the Super Heavy Booster are already further than most rockets need to go. Oh, it got to space. Great. That's as far as it really ever needs to go. They already have the most capable launch vehicle. If you were just like, I don't care if it can't be reused, just whatever, I'll pay for the whole rocket. It's done. It's ready to go. You know.
Humans are safe in there for months on end.
Oh God, no. No.
You can't go to Mars unless it's safe for months.
See, okay, this will be the last topic here. So that's the thing I've been thinking about with this Starship. I'm like, ever since like listening to The Martian, I'm like, why the fuck are we putting people this? Why are we gonna send people to space in Starship? Like, yeah, I get it, it's big and all, but like, I just don't think that's the best option. and after watching the Scott Manley nuclear engines one, I'm like, okay, let's build like an Artemis type, not Artemis. What was the name? What was the Mars mission?
Ares.
Ares. Let's build an air. I guess that was the mission. What was the name of the ship?
Hermes.
Yeah, let's build a Hermes type thing, but with nuclear engines. The only thing is that I was watching.
Like fission type engines.
What?
Is that a thing?
What?
Is that a thing?
What?
Nuclear engines?
You watched a video by Scott Manley on it.
Yeah, but like, we've already tested it.
Yeah,
We've already made one.
Yeah, where have you been? He was literally in the video. He said, "Yeah, we built them back in the '60s." You don't remember that part?
No.
Okay. He was like, "Yeah, no, we built them back in the '60s," and then
Sure, that was the same video.
yeah, he said we built them in the '60s, test articles, anyways, and then that was as far as they ever got. Now they've actually procured funding to actually try again, but this time it will go into space. It's going to be several years, but
That's what I was asking. I said we haven't actually tested them in space.
you didn't say in space. You said we built them and tested them. You didn't say in space.
That's what I meant by test.
Well, you have to be more specific.
That's what I was asking. That's what I meant by test. I'm sorry. That's what I meant by test.
Ah, okay. Well, when I hear test, I don't think in space.
So the answer is no.
If you're talking about in space, but we have built them
Yeah, that's not what I was talking
and
about.
used them on Earth. They work.
That's not what I was talking about.
They work really well. Anyways, so they've procured funding to build another one and send it to space. So why don't we build a Hermes type thing with nuclear engines instead of ion engines? That thing was dumb. I thought that was dumb. The only thing, like Scott Manley brought up in the video, is you're going to need a lot of radiation shielding, and you're going to have to basically make a nuclear shadow. Basically, a cone that stretches out from the back of the ship. So this is going to be huge. I mean, the Hermes was big in the book. So we build our own Hermes. And then we just use Starship to ferry people to and from the Hermes. And then we use Starship to ferry people to and from the surface of Mars. I don't know why we're putting people. I don't know why we're just using. Yep, they're just gonna sit in a Starship for 9 months, land on Mars, walk around, do their thing, and then come back. I will say a lot of people criticize Starship because it's following the footsteps of the shuttle, in which there's no escape plan. So currently on rockets, the capsule it can escape. It can escape the first stage and the second stage and just and fly off and get away. Same with the Apollo program. Starship, there is no capsule. It's the whole thing. The second stage is the whole thing. So I was like trying to think of a way to integrate a capsule into Starship. I was like, this isn't gonna work. But anyways, no. I think sending people to space sending people to Mars in a Starship is a little ridiculous. Like, why are we not? Let's build a Hermes type thing. Let's get some artificial gravity going. What's the triplet acceleration, and then we can use Starship as a docking mechanism because it'll have all the fuel it needs on board. We'll use nuclear fusion. We'll use nuclear fission. Sorry, we can use it to power the ship. Don't need solar panels. and the rocket itself. So I think you could. I think in the model you can. The problem is they're hard to turn back on. So I always wonder, like, if you keep like a base amount going, if you can power the ship with it. I'm sure you could figure out a way. Might make it easier. But yeah, there you go. That's what they should do. That's what I want to see NASA do. That's what SpaceX should be. If they want to send people to Mars themselves, that's what they should be investing in and looking into. But who knows? Who knows? I'm not an engineer. I don't work for SpaceX. I don't work for NASA. I don't know things about things. I just make statements on the internet, and people go, "Ah, you made statement on the internet. Oh, good, good, good." Or bad, bad, bad. Mostly bad, bad, bad. Lots of bad, bad, bad. What do you think?
Huh?
You weren't paying attention, were you?
No.
Oh, well, I think that says it. I think we'll end the podcast here. Okay. I think there was enough of a second segment. Anyways,
You don't have another segment?
Were you not paying attention the entire fucking time?
Most of the time.
When I was talking about the Hermes and how to power the Hermes and build their own type of Hermes.
Yeah, I was listening to that.
Okay, that was the second segment.
That's it?
Usually you provide input, but you were dead silent, so that's it.
Oh.
Unless you have some input.
Oh. Some input?
Do you have input?
Maybe.
Well, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, I think on it. Give me a minute.
2 minutes of dead air? I can't do that.
No. Give a third mini segment.
On what?
Whatever you want.
No, I have things to do. I have to keep getting shorts uploaded.
Oh.
I have a shit ton of work to get done this week and not a lot of time to do it.
Like what?
Getting the podcasts uploaded, getting shorts uploaded, going to the dealership, mowing my grandmother's goddamn lawn. I tried to get out.
Wait, you have to go back to the dealership? Is that for the display?
No, no. The display's fine. It worked the next day. Well,
Oh.
the battery died, by the way.
Battery died.
Yeah, it was dead. It died last week.
Oh.
Yeah. Just dead.
Is that part of the plan, or is that...
I took it back to the dealership and said, put a new battery in it, and they did, for free. I was like, what the hell is that?
Really? Oh. That was nice of them.
Yeah. And putting the battery in an edge is not easy. It's in a very... Yeah, it's in a very stupid pot. You have to take the air intake out to get the battery out.
Is it easy to jump? Is it like...
No!
Like if you ever... So if you ever needed to jump start your car, how would you do that?
Oh, I already have had to jump start it twice.
How did you manage? Was it not... You didn't get to the terminal?
The negative terminal was a bitch to grab.
Well, the ground is just supposed to connect to the negative terminal. You're supposed to just connect to the positive, and then any piece of metal.
Oh.
Because if you connect to both, you can risk arcing, and it emits hydrogen gas, and boom.
Well, oh well.
You're not supposed to connect it to both, because technically the negative terminal is connected to chassis ground, and so connecting it to any part of the chassis connects it to ground.
Well, I don't have long enough cables for that, so...
What do you mean? As long as you connect to the positive, you can just connect it to any part of the chassis of the car.
You need bare metal. There's no bare metal in the engine compartment anywhere, easily to grab with the negative terminal, because I don't have a lot of negative terminal because I'm using my jump starter.
I kind of want to see your car. I find it hard to believe you don't have any spot to grab.
Doesn't really matter. It worked. I don't care.
It doesn't matter what you grab, anything.
Well, you need bare metal, so.
I find it hard to believe you don't have one little spot though.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was more concerned because the negative terminal is at the very fucking. It's underneath. I don't want to explain this on the podcast. The podcast is done. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts. No podcast next week, and whenever after that. Good night.